Hi, and welcome to episode 21 of Infamous Second Son Going Evil. This episode, we are going to be going through the typical thing of doing a mission, doing everything else, but I want to cover two things. One, this series has been the longest running series for a good bit on my channel. And that's not really saying much. I only have two series, this series and Solar Ash, but that's not really saying much. But the cool thing about this is as old as I am now. If you count each episode as a year, relatively speaking, like for old, that is how old I am. I am 21, if you did not know this. Something kind of cool that I am going to, like, I'm not really going to do anything for it, like on video or anything like that, so it doesn't really matter. But I am going to turn 22 on the 22nd, which is kind of cool. Of this month specifically. And it's May, if you don't know. And if you don't know, as in if you're watching in the future, something like that, you never know. Where is the mission we're going to? There it is. Oh yeah, we just knocked out Fetch, or not knocked out Fetch, chased her down. The second thing I actually wanted to cover was this is going to come out a hell of a lot earlier than my typical videos because I'm actually making it early morning, not late at night, for Monday. Because technically I do post it on a Tuesday, my videos, but I do make them on a Monday. But this is going to be made on a Monday and posted on a Monday, so pretty cool. Or not even really pretty cool. It's literally just so I have a reason to stay up all night because it's already very late and I want to be productive. This is not me trying to promote myself at all, and I have had a lot of comments. More comments saying promo, shake my head. I think that's what or SMH, I believe is what it's called, shake my head. I never knew what that stood for. I saw a short that said shake my head, so I'm just gonna go with that. But shake my head, and this is not a promo. This is more of a help me help you, because everything I'm wanting to do is to help my community and everyone around me, not just my personal community, anyone I possibly can. So if I can actually get more publicity, I can do a whole lot more, different things like that, that can help me help you, that type of thing. I don't want the publicity for my own personal benefit. I want the publicity to help you, relatively speaking, of that. Okay. Uh, I had a point. I'm trying to remember the point I had. Oh yeah. I would like to do things for the community, like having voted on what's the next series, that general thing. Or if people want a series on top of a series, like I don't mind doing two series at a time. I just don't really think that's really a good idea because people don't really watch my videos as it is, which is why I'm trying to say if y'all could share my videos to people that you think might like them and that general thing. I don't know if a lot of people would like my videos. Just if you can find somebody that would, please share it and that general thing. And since I am trying to do a community type thing, how's y'all's day? I do want to be more of a community type streamer. Why couldn't I dash through that shit? I want to be more of a community type streamer, and that's what I've talked about, but I don't really know where to begin. So I am just gonna begin. And if you're new, everything I just said would make absolutely no sense, so just gonna try to help out a little bit. And I'm not gonna do this every single episode, but, and I said this last episode, but it's still a little bit helpful. Uh, I have a lot of things I want to do, and I do talk about this basically every episode, relatively speaking, not even every episode. Every video I've ever made is for my overall dreams of what I want to do for my community and just humanity in general. And I mean humanity as in everyone, and I do not care what religion, what country, I don't care. I am America first. I'll fully admit that. I am America first because that is my country of origin, but that does not mean any country is just outright bad. Or because of how different countries are run and how different countries do things, they are outright bad. But the people are not bad because the people can decide to be good or bad, but some countries are just bad because of how they are run and how they are done. Just to fully clarify what I'm saying. There's a big turret, boy. Fuck you. How are you not damaged enough to go turtle? Oh, you bitch! Become a turtle. Oh, motherfucker. No. Why? Why, motherfucker? I didn't... Okay, I did not think that it would launch it far enough to break the fence behind it to let him shoot me. If that didn't happen because that launched it far enough, I would have survived that. I was not expecting it to do that. Shit. Third time's the charm. Is that a train? That is. Hell yeah. Free ride. And free momentum. Wait, I'm going... Oh. Something I kind of touched on here and there about my RRP, and this is something I have talked about previously, so this is actually pretty new. I do want to make as fluid of a movement engine, or not make, I am going to make it, make all my games off of Unreal Engine 5, at least off main time. Like right now, that's the only engine I really want to play with because that is the only engine that I know is free. And it looks like it can do a whole lot of good shit, that general thing. I will try my best to make it run smoothly for anything and everything I want to do, including, like, RRP's movement shooter, or movement shooter, looter shooter, its general thing. I want the movement to be smoother than butter. Like, I want it to be... I want the movement to break shit. Like, I genuinely want it to break shit, but not in the break shit. Like, there is pros and cons to going very fast. Like, you can't hit shit going very fast. That general thing. Like, sure, you're not able to be hit. You can do run and gun techniques, different things like that. But there could be you're loud as fuck while doing it. Different things like that. Like, I'm not trying to make it just overpowered, but in the sense of how far and how fast you can go, yeah, it's kind of overpowered compared to just everything else that you would ever play. Because I'm wanting things like the skate mechanic. Fuck you. The skate mechanic that I'm going to implement, being able to conserve all momentum. And I'm going to have things like Doom Eternal type dash. Not Doom Eternal specifically, but Doom Eternal type dash. You can dash in any direction, but with the key thing of it doesn't get rid of the momentum at all. You will keep that momentum, and you can use it in tandem with dash to keep going faster and faster and faster if you can keep that momentum going. It will mostly play off of how good you are at keeping on a straight path, that general thing, because deviation would count. Stuff like that. Oh, I'm glad I can... Oh, I can't do it! But I did heal myself. Ooh. That can come in handy. But I should be able to... Waboom. Did I murder that big fuck? I don't see Big Turret Boy. I don't even see the turtle, so I'm guessing I did kill him. Damn, that didn't want to drop. Okay. Why could I not dash through the gate there? What the fuck? Why? Okay. Good to know. My game is just wanting to show all the bugs. Or, not my game as in... I am a glitch magnet. I'm not saying the game is very glitchy. This game is actually very good, and I'm not saying this is my game either. Just some people say my game as in this game. My game as in my version of this game is fucking glitching because I am a glitch magnet. Where the fuck? Are you down here? You have to be down here. Also, the reason why I'm very good at telling where people are is because I always have a headset on. Okay. Funny story about my headset. I have a massive head. I'm a massive person overall. I am wide, I am big overall, so it's not that out of proportion. I did grow into my head, so it was bigger than my body for a good bit of my life. I was actually called football head because of that. But this headset, I looked all over the place for a good headset, so did my mom, just constantly looking for a good headset. And it took a good bit to finally get one. Because my head is so big, it had to actually fit my head. And I say my mom does a lot of things for me because she is the only one that actually can. She does not do anything, or she is the only one that has access to any sort of funds at all. She does not want anyone to have any say with anything except it goes through her, completely and utterly, even when it is other people's money. Like, I have my own money because I am on disability because of different things, but I do not have access to that and different things like that. Like, it sounds like how I say it, like I have a very good family. I really, really don't. I just want to make that perfectly clear, because the more I hear how I talk, it's the words that are coming out of my mouth are the bare bones what happens in my house, like just the good, because a lot of shit in my house just isn't. And that is not something you need to worry about. That is not something I'm ever going to really cover. But I like just saying the good shit. I do not live in a good house, though. I forgot to do the slamadoos, whatever the fuck that is called. And slamadoos as in punching the thing. Over and over again. Hell yeah, there's a vent. I just saw a dupe down below. Hopefully he doesn't shoot me. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All these are gonna come in real handy because I'm about to get neon. I was actually spamming circle there. Why do my games not want to work? Just every now and then. Never mind. It's not that my game just doesn't want to work. There's always that timer between shooting missile and dodging. Huh. Well, the more you know. Why is there that timer in between dodging or shooting a rocket and dodging? Maybe so you're not just unhittable, I'm guessing? Oh, so that's actually a very good, interesting topic about my game. I am going to have it where you can play very stationary or very running gun. That is something I'm wanting to dabble in. Is going to my first game, so I'm wanting to make a fuck ton of things. I'm wanting to just go absolutely crazy with it and have over the top shit because I'm wanting to completely just see what I can do. Is what that game is going to do. It's not going to be made in a year or even 5 years. I have no clue how long it is going to take, but I am going to constantly give demos, constantly give early access that has a lot of updates with the knowledge of these are the updates in the early access. I am already years ahead of you for the early access, so when it actually releases, it is a completely new game from square one, where you are updating and fixing the base game, like the base firearms, the base movement, the base stuff that you would get to begin with, but I am already working off of that base uh, years ahead for those firearms, those weapons, those gears, whatever the fuck you could get in those future years. That is how I'm planning on making all of my games, relatively speaking. I don't think all of my games are going to have the early access, because I think I think to get my foot in the door of everything, I should have it early access, that general thing, and work from there so people can play it, give me feedback, and just generally see how good I can make a game. Because I know I can make it absolutely fucking beautifully, because when I sink my teeth into something, it is fucking done. That is just how I do things. But uh the the general game type mechanics of doing something massive giving you a slowdown, that is something I am wanting to completely get rid of. Like, I'm dabbling in my mind, because I have not made any of this because I don't have a good enough PC. If you did not know this, but the I am going to have a weapon system unlike any other game, unlike more like Fallout or that general type of game where you can have any weapon. You don't have to worry about it. You can just have it. They have a weight limit, but this is going to have a slot limit where you have 3 slots. And sorry about the general broad overview again if you have seen this, but this will help overall. If you even have heard it, heard it. If you have not heard, or if you have heard it a while ago, this will jog your memory a little bit better. My game is going to have a weapon wheel. It is going to have a fast weapon wheel, like I think I'm going to have even on console, something similar to how Fallout 4 does it, actually, where when you press any D-pad button, it instantly pulls up that wheel and you can swap 2 weapons very fast. But the key difference with mine, it is going to have a weapon wheel button. We can use for console, I think the weapon wheel, I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. That is something I'm going to dabble in. I think the weapon wheel is going to have to be on a D-pad button. I personally would prefer it to be on like a R2L2, or not R2L2, R1L1 for right bumper, left bumper, I think is for Xbox, but the top triggers. That's better. Top triggers overall for that. If you do plan on doing that, because I want fully customizable controls, customizable everything. Like, I want even the inputs that do special things to be customizable. Very similar to how Destiny does it, but more broad spectrum. More everything that you could do in the game you can customize, fine tune, including the background of your weapon wheel. But the weapon wheel, when you do pull it up, and if you do pull it up, say with the right bumper as your the right top trigger as your weapon wheel button, it will always be the left joystick and vice versa. It will always be that to give you that nice feeling. If you don't want that, you can also turn that off. I personally would like that to have the opposite side of the controller doing one thing than the other. I personally would like that feeling, but that'll be something you can turn off, which is why I'm saying broad spectrum customization for overall just what you want to play, like what you want to do, how you want to play it. That general thing. With all of that, I am not going to have going back. Okay, the weapon wheel is going to have three segments. There's going to be on both sides the rip weapons. These are basically going to be your tactical and lethal, but they're not tactical and lethal. They can even be on either side you want, but the side does actually matter, and I'm actually dabbling with each slot you can build into and have that as your actual primary. That is getting a lot of benefits because that is your primary slot. Like for weapons, because both sides are going to be rip weapons. The top is going to be your weapons, your guns. The bottom is going to be your gadgets, your gizmos. Basically, your grenades, your snapshot grenades. Because general, like what you could think of in like Call of Duty, because Call of Duty has so many different types of grenades, so many types of different things. That general thing, like the modern Call of Duty, especially the modernist Call of Duty, because that has all of the previous yeetables from any game ever. And they have more yeetables than actual grenades because most of their shit is just throw it in that general direction. Just yeet, motherfucker. But uh, it is going to have a lot of those, but things like uh, catch them off guard, which is it is going to basically work like a Russian nesting doll, where you can toss it at a person, they have to accept it, and then they get into it. That acceptance is going to be something where you can't just boom get out of there. It's not a get out of jail free card. It's something you have to actually plan for ahead of time because it's catch them off guard. When you have somebody in the ball, say you are a fast character, you are playing fast, you are moving fast. The person in the ball is a slow guy, more health, more damage, that general thing to even them out. You are running in guns, or not guns blazing, you're running in high above, running on the ceiling, basically just skating in there. The other people are getting cover or getting their attention, just that general team coordination. You get behind the team, behind the enemy team, and toss that basically Pokeball directly in the center of the enemy team, while your teammate just appears out of it instantaneously with like a flash. I don't know if I want to do a sound effect because it's the catch them off guard, because it's meant to catch them off guard, genuinely and utterly, completely just off guard. So when that happens, it is a turn around unless you want to just get looked at wrong, because it will basically be like Overwatch terminology, a Mauga. If you build it in a certain way, you could basically have a Mauga appear up your ass like they're a Sombra in the Overwatch terminology, that general thing. But you will know what they're doing. I want it to be fully understood what the enemy team's kits are, and even your teammates' kits are, because it is a team-coordinated shooter with a whole lot of customization in it. So it has to be a lot of visibility for everyone involved. But the wheel itself is going to have a fast wheel system where when you press the button to go to the wheel, whatever button that is, you can then press a select button, or you could not have these buttons selected at all, not even a thing for your settings. But I am planning on having it where you could basically how PC has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the all the number pads, how they can actually do all that to instantly swap to a weapon. I'm allowed them to do that for this game as well, like how Doom Eternal would, where you can instantly swap to anything you want. But to make it fair against console, there's going to be a system that the competitive players are going to have to completely take advantage of, unless they can just do it instantly, know exactly where the buttons are. This is going to help you out a fuck ton. It will be a press the wheel button and then say it's D-pad for these inputs. It is going to be up on D-pad to go to your weapons, but it'll be instantly the center weapon, and if you press up again, you will go directly to that one, and that is on the wheel. Whatever weapon you have there, that's the weapon you go to. But if you press up, then right, you're going to go to the right weapon and instantly equip that. That general thing, where you can press weapon wheel, up, boom. Where it's 3 button presses, but it's faster than, or it's guaranteed better than hold the button, then swap. It's press, boom, boom, boom. Do exactly what you need to do right then and there. Which will be very fast or very good for a run and gun, fast-paced movement shooter. And it is going to have a little bit of looter shooter in it, which is why I keep stuttering on the movement, because it is going to be a movement looter shooter, but I am prioritizing the movement in the like what you're going to want to really see in the ads, that general thing. Like, that's the appeal. The looter aspect is to give you more guns, more shit, just a lot of things to do in the game, and each piece of loot is going to have unique things that they can do, unique, just everything about it. Like, I'm going to have Borderlands 3 type foundries. Best way to put it, where each foundry does something different, but not Borderlands 3. Like a mixture of Destiny 2 and Borderlands 3, where foundries are able to do entirely different things, and they have like a general thing they go for, but it's not necessarily what they're going to stick to. Where it's this overall thing, like even if it is a melee foundry, like they are very good at making melee weapons, that general thing. They could make a sniper if they really wanted to, but it would be very janky, like that type of thing. And I'm going to have all sorts of shit in that, but because it's RRP, Reaper Recruitment Program, those weapons are actually going to be very interesting to get, because it is that everything that you're going to play in the game is lore accurate to an extent. There's going to be things like the weapon wheel isn't lore accurate, different things like that, but most things in the game, which is something I'm wanting to do for all of my games, most things you can do in the game, if not everything, is going to be lore accurate completely and utterly, which is why I want to be able to carry momentum like you could IRL if you have no friction like the skating does, and the ability to basically float on top of that, where it's both the double whammy of no friction and being able to just float, that general thing, so you can just haul absolute ass carrying the momentum, that general thing, just that fun with it. Like, for an example, if you have a healing thing in the game, why couldn't you heal yourself? Especially if it's a healing AoE. Like, you can't shoot yourself in a game. If it's a healing AoE, why not be able to heal yourself? Like, I think it would be because you're giving your magic, relatively speaking, to heal somebody. I could explain it away, but I don't think I'm going to do this. But you could do less healing to yourself than allies, but in theory, you could have a healing weapon. And how I'm going to want the gun crafting, because it's not going to be all loot, it's going to be a lot of personal customization. I'm wanting the ability to make any weapon basically a healing weapon, including rocket launchers, where it converts its damage into raw healing, but it is only for your allies. You can't accidentally heal an enemy. That would be fucking stupid. Even for magic purposes, that would be just kind of fucking stupid if you could accidentally heal your enemy. But with, say you have a high damage rocket, you have it customized for healing, you could run in, and this is going to the slow down for rockets and different things like that. If you have, say, a healing rocket, a high damage healing rocket, but this is now converted to healing, you could run in or be shooting a whole lot of shit, doing a fuck ton of damage in PvE. You have a decent bit of health, and you're tanking, everyone's getting close to death. The horde is closing in, closing in, closing in. For some reason, you're not running around. Hell, your entire team could be going basically Titans, just all heavy gunners, all ready to fuck shit up. You're back-to-back, fully team coordinated, just fucking shit up, mowing everything down. However many this is going to mow, this mode is going to have. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do team balance or the amount of people in the team, because I haven't gotten that far into it. But this PvE mode, while you're fighting all the horde, all your teammates could have it, or just you. But you guys are grouped up enough for the blast radius of this rocket to hit everyone. You swap to it instantaneously from your heavy gun because they are munching everyone. You instantly swap, look down, and shoot, healing everyone basically like it's a Will of Radiance, but just a boom, insta-health. Just guaranteed everyone's back at full health because of how much damage this does, will be guaranteed over everyone's maximum health. It will not give over health. Like, I think some ways you should be able to give over health to allies, but not this way. This way is the easiest way, easiest method, because it's literally get the mod, put the mod on any rocket you could ever want to put it on. That general thing. Or not exotic rockets or rainbow rockets. Okay. Rainbow rockets are basically like how, or rainbow weapons are like how Overwatch has rainbow skins. I love that concept, and that actually adds a new flavor to things, especially when you're having a system like Destiny of how different rarities do different things. In my system, or different rarities of weapons do different things completely and utterly. In my system, no weapon is bad, all weapons are good. Even the rarity doesn't really mean anything, it is just what you can do with it. Like, the lower rarity is not, or the lower color in typical games, but the lower rarity in typical games, but that color would be... It is also lower rarity, but this color means it has a fuck ton of mod slots, so you can customize it however you see fit. Excuse me if you heard that, I don't know if you did. But completely customizable through and through, relatively speaking. Like, it has like 10 mod slots instead of 5. Like, that is over exaggeration. I don't think it's going to work like that, but you're going to have a lot more mod slots for these weapons in this rarity, no matter what weapon it is. Some foundries might have more, some foundries might have less, depending on what it is. Like, if it's high damage, it might not need those. Like, depending on what it is, haven't dabbled in this. Like I'm saying, this is just the concepts I know I am going to have, but dabbling into the things that could be. The rainbows or the exotics are going to be in my game, and I'm skipping a tier. There's going to be a tier between this, which is more damage, less mods, more damage, or more something. I don't know what it's going to be. I think it's going to be more like how legendaries work in Destiny, where they actually have a mod that makes them absolutely unique, where the commons, relatively speaking, which is going to be the very moddable weapons, are going to be like Call of Duty weapons, where when you unlock them, you have them, and hell, you can give them away to somebody. Like, I do think that you should be able to do that because there's going to be a lot of community things. There's going to be a lot of like there's going to be a hub where you can go to do all sorts of different things. But I also think you should have a little bit of trading, even when it comes to everything except for exotics. Exotics and up, you cannot trade in this most definitely because they are high RNG, or you had to go out of your way to get them. They are a very intensive quest, that general thing, because they are exotics are golds are demigod weapons, literally. Rainbows are god weapons, literally. Which is why I am having that deviation where exotics are gimmicky. I've talked about this multiple times how they're gimmicky, which is why they're demigod weapons. They're not full-fledged god where their gimmick is absolutely crazy. They're just more flavorful and can do a whole lot, and if you build into it, you can make it do a whole lot more. Rainbows are you swap to this and everything shall fear you type of thing. But even if it is a primary rainbow, that primary rainbow is more of a special. And in Destiny terms, and there's going to be a primary special and heavy for my system too, but it is going to have infinite ammo. You don't have to worry about getting the ammo or finding the ammo. It is more on a cooldown timer because you're generating the ammo as you're moving, as you're doing things. But moving and doing things doesn't actually lessen the timer, it's just existing makes the timer go away. How it could actually be things people can build into a little bit. That's how I can do reload speed, actually. Sorry if that was loud because I clapped right next to my mic. That's actually how I could do reload speed, because I don't like the idea of having a full reload speed stat, because reload speed does... Or I like having a full reload speed stat for your weapon, but having that as something you can build into with your runes and your general, like, class setup should not be something you can build into, in my personal opinion, unless it is like Destiny where everything meant to work together. This is meant to have more deviation where these do this, and they can work together, but not completely and utterly. Where you're wanting to make the gun reload faster more than making your arms move faster. But with the thing I just talked about, how you could build into it to make it where you can do something to make it regen faster, that's something that sounds right up what I'm wanting to do, where you get benefits for playing how you want. And it's not just moving. Like, if you're more, I'm wanting to use the rip weapon, the melee weapon that I love. This is my melee weapon. There's other ones like it, but this is my melee weapon type person. If you are the type of person, you are going to be able to find something. There's going to be a obvious, like the library is going to be used as a Wikipedia page, basically. Instead of having to go to Google, you're going to go here and look up anything you need. It is precise, guaranteed. Every language that is covered is going to have precise, guaranteed language where you can look it up exactly what you need. And even if you're not good at it, say you're brand new and you want to just all out melee, going down the same logic, you're just wanting to do melee. You could go to this thing and just say, I want melee. Like, broken English, just I want melee. Type that in, and it gives you every single melee weapon, rip weapon. And I do think that I want to have melee weapons in your primary slots and your weapon slots, and then rip weapons, but rip weapons are going to be the only ones that can actually heal you. To clarify that a little bit more, they have vampirism, so you can do damage and heal yourself at the same time. But that is going into more shit. I have talked about different things like that in previous videos. I do have 2 videos covering a lot of things, a lot of this more in depth here and there, but I did cover a lot of the guns and just that general thing. I am sorry about going into this, but I got on a groove, and this is just how I'm wanting to make my games and how I'm wanting to make my videos and what I'm making my videos for. That is 33 minutes into it, and I haven't even done the first thing. I am sorry, y'all. I hope that was at least entertaining, and I hope that gets y'all hyped to play my game, because all of that is going to be fun, even for me developing it and playing it, because all my games are going to be games I personally want to play. Who's shooting and why? You know what, I can shoot too.
Country, Delsin.
Oh, Reg. Didn't know you were there. Had I just butt dial you?
People have a right to speak their mind without being attacked.
It was self-defense, man. They had signs and pamphlets.
You know, on second thought, you would be a hell of a lot less conspicuous staked out near the restaurant's neon sign, alright? She's sure to reload off of it, and you wouldn't give yourself away by picking stupid fights on the sidewalk.
They started it.
Just go.
Okay. He's right and wrong. The government does not have the ability. The government does not have the ability to take away your right to freedom of speech. But freedom of speech does not mean you do not have the freedom to get your ass kicked because of what you said to somebody. That is not what that means. It has never once meant that. If you think that, I am sorry. Talk shit, get hit. That is just genuinely how that works. So yeah, to an extent, they're both correct. I did that because I'm playing evil. I personally wouldn't annihilate them because if, for an example, I was Delson in this situation, I am a god. Why the fuck would I do that? That's not. That's literally just a waste. That's literally just a waste of energy. Even if I am going evil, if I'm being just a dickhead, why annihilate an entire swath of people if I'm not even getting anything from it? If it's just kill them, that is just horrible. Even thinking from a absolutely evil mind, like completely thinking of it from I am going to maximize efficiency, absolutely just brutalize these people. Why kill an entire swath of people when you could force them to work for you? When you could just have products being mass produced or even just manual labor? Hell, entertainment. There's so many other things you could do as that evil individual than just killing them, especially as a god, and more demigod than god. The difference for me between demigod and god is something that can fundamentally control things at a thought level, like more so than a condos can think about it and it happens, but they have to focus on it to an extent. A god is the thing, relatively speaking. Like a god of knowledge has all knowledge, past, present, future, doesn't matter. They will never learn something new because they already know it. That general thing, which could add on different problems here and there, but like the Mobius chair from DC, how they literally know everything if they are setting into it, or if they're setting in it, unless something broke that shouldn't have broken. But that general thing is a god. A demigod is like a demigod of knowledge is somebody that knows a fuck ton of knowledge just right then and there, but doesn't know everything, where they have to like tap into that knowledge base to gain it because the god of knowledge is giving the knowledge because they're the demigod of knowledge. That general thing where it has to be that one, then two, then possibly three. I don't know if there'll be a demigod. I don't know if that actually could ever really be a thing. But in the case of like Reapers in RRP, that's kind of what they are. Or not, relatively speaking, they're not, but are. Okay. Was not meaning to put RRP into this, but RRP, Reapers are not a demigod god or anything like that. They are more related to humans or just random people than anything else because they're basically white blood cells for Yggdrasil. And Yggdrasil in my game is reality. It is not like Marvel, where it is a specific tree in the universe that they call Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil in this is the world tree. It is everything, everywhere, reality as we know it, which also, because it's kind of cool how I'm mixing science in this, which is why I'm going to continue talking about this. I want to continue this. I am going to continue this. I'm going to kick her ass to take her power, hopefully. And even if I don't finish this video, I will make a second video getting this done. I'm sorry, y'all, but I had a point. I was saying something. Okay. How Yggdrasil has a most definite limit in this, but it's limit vaguely because extra dimensional voodoo hoodoo. But limit vaguely where there is an actual limit. They can go to the edge. There is an edge, which is where Reapers come from, but I will get into that. The edge of the known universe is basically what I'm playing off of with this edge of Yggdrasil, where the known universe is like there could be more to our universe, to our existence in Yggdrasil for this general work or for the general concept, where our observable universe could be less than our actual universe. Actually, never mind. That is how this actually works, how IRL works, where there is our observable universe, because of I think it's because of the background radiation, how much there is compared to how much we can see, which is why we know that our observable universe is so microscopic compared to the actual existence that is out there, which is why we theoretically live in an infinite universe. But that also has some hitches here and there because there is a patch in our microwave background radiation that looks like it touches something else, which is interesting in and of itself. And there's a lot of different hitches here and there, a lot of different things here and there, which is why science is so interesting, in my personal opinion. But simplifying that with the edge of the universe, and I do think for this, I don't know if I'm going to want the edge of the observable universe. Actually, wait, no, that is perfect. Actually, for the amount of distance I am wanting to work with, I'm wanting to have aliens, all sorts of things. Galaxies are fucking massive, and in our observable universe, there are multiple galaxies. So, with this, I'm most definitely going to have the observable universe as Idrisil itself. We're beyond that, and I think it's going to be called the observable universe even for anyone outside of it, because even if they live on the edge, like if they're one of the galaxies on the edge, there's nothing beyond that. There's galaxies farther in, but nothing beyond, or something like that. Actually, that doesn't sound... I don't know. But playing with all that concept, the boundary within Idrisil is existence. There's also other existences. On the edges of Idrisil, there's going to be, or on the outside of Idrisil is basically, it is the void. Think Dormammu's realm from Marvel. That general thing, how it breaks down everything into nothing, but it does still exist, even though it's broken down into nothing completely and utterly. Where it is basically the soil for Idrisil, and not even basically, it is literally the soil for Idrisil, and for every other world tree that ever exists, which is something I'm also wanting to dabble into, but other world trees add on a infinite amount of oh shits, because first you cannot travel to another world tree, and something I have thought more about the world tree than the actual defined limits of them, because that is something that's kind of funky that I don't really want to get into, because that adds bullshit either way for not defining it or defining it. I'm gonna more decide to not define it, but the limits to the Idrisils, relatively speaking, each one has a different name, but Idrisil is our world tree. The world tree itself, you can technically get to another one, technically, because in lore, there is one person, one entity, relatively speaking. Everyone knows it's not a person. Everyone knows it is not what it looks like, because what it looks like is for the relative person looking at it. Think like the God Emperor of Mankind from Warhammer, how he can literally look, talk, be anyone for the respective person he's talking to. But in this case, his personality doesn't change, but his overall height, width, and overall body shape will change for the given person. But it is because he can basically like tap into what you would perceive as normal, but with his overall color scheme. Where I don't know exactly how I'm going to want him to look, but he is going to look obviously something not of this reality. Obviously something from somewhere, some when, something else. Like, it is alien beyond alien is how I'm going to want him to look, but his overall structure can change. Like a single cell organism kind of look, where the overall bubble can be contorted into different shapes and sizes to make it fit what you would perceive as normal. But part of the thing that makes this character such a cool character is because his abilities are basically communication information, where the reason why he can change to your general perception of normal and right with his own little flair to make it where he's not trying to be one of you, he's still him, which is something he'll actually bring up, and different things like that in lore. There's a lot of things about him in lore because he is the traveler, not the traveler like Destiny. He does not give anything, even though he does give things here and there because he just likes tinkering. The wisps are his creation. Wisps are whipped inspiration super pets, and part of it is he's not really good at names, because why would he really need to be? The wisps are his creation. He has also made a couple things here and there, and has done all sorts of things all over Idrisil itself. But he's the only thing that is known to be able to actually cross the infinite gap between one world tree and another. But yeah, there's all sorts of different things, all sorts of different cosmic entities that I'm wanting to add into this, not add to this, to make and just tinker with overall throughout the course of things. Like, to get I think a rainbow weapon will actually be raid weapons. Overall, like that is going to be what you get from a raid if you can earn it, unlock it, however you might get it. But it is the raid itself. You are fighting a literal god, which has abilities that can just one-shot you. Not like in Destiny, how you could theoretically survive it, or other raid encounters where you could theoretically survive it. No, this is a I look in your direction and you're dead because you are literally fighting a god. There are ways, like you're going to have ways to fight it. There's going to be different like mechanics around it, different things like that to survive the thing because it's a game, and those things are going to be more accurate because magic does have counters, especially when you are literally using the thing. Reapers, okay. The Reaper is the void coming to reality, gaining sentience, and becoming its own physical thing. Relatively speaking, like, it's death becoming life. The Reapers underneath him are the exact opposite. They're life touching death. Or it's the Reapers light or death touching life. The other Reapers are life touching death. Because they are the opposite, they have less power than the Reaper, but they are still able to bend reality around them, kind of like how Guardians can do. They are paracausal in nature, because paracausal is a really cool word, but I don't think I can use that because I don't know if that's copyrighted. But they are going to be technically paracausal for how they're going to work, because they are going to be able to break things, which is why they could actually fight gods and not just get just every single time they try, which is what they are used for, which is why they're the white blood cells. They go through the entire body of Yggdrasil, cleaning it, making sure it works, making sure it's all pristine, just that general thing of just making sure everything's up to code. Shit. Okay. I am going to kick this entire thing's ass. Hopefully I can get it done before the video has to be done.
Hobo style.
If not, I will make another video. Like I already said.
Oh man, that smells good. Why didn't I take some cash off those dealers? Money, why do you hate me? Be my friend, Money. Come to me. Let's bond.
It's okay. God. Not this again. Just like last time, Delsin. Concentrate.
And that is actually a good example of what I was meaning of conduits have to concentrate on their very being, especially in this. This, because they can dash and do all the different things where that's a base conduit ability, they have to concentrate on existing, which is very interesting. Let's kick some ass.
No. You're not getting away. I got this now.
Just leave me alone!
Can I get any upgrades now?
You can run up walls? You have got to be kidding me.
I forget what the bad upgrades are for the dash. I know one of the good upgrades for the dash is infinite sprint, but hopefully the bad makes up for that.
They all deserved it! I just need a few more days!
The reason why I'm able to sprint now and look around is because I changed my hand configuration to claw, I believe is what it's called.
Finish what I came to do.
Come on! Come on!
I am not going back to Curtin K.
That's interesting. I did that on purpose because I knew she was going to slam at some point, so I kept running up the walls and different things like that. I was seeing if she would do something different because I was nowhere near that. That's interesting.
No, no, no! Dude, lady, you've got to calm down, all right? Just relax.
You're not taking
Just
me
wanna-
back. I am not going back to Curtin K.
Good news is, less juice for her. Bad news? I'm not a night person.
If anyone actually got this far,
Well, maybe stop trying to kill me, and we can let the beer signs live to see another day.
I am not going back.
That was awesome.
okay, quick question. If anyone has gone this far, please comment. What do you or please comment and answer to this question. Do you think conduits taste what they absorb? Like, if they absorb, say, like, for example, smoke. If they absorb barbecue smoke, would they taste the barbecue? Would different neon colors, because they are different neon gases, or different gases not neon, would they have different tastes? Different things like that. Like, would there be different tastes of different things? Because Delsin has already said, "Ooh, that's a rush," because he can feel it going into him. Would it have a taste?
No anymore. Not anymore.
And I classify taste for this specific question as, like, it could taste like carbonation. It could taste like anything, but not have a texture.
Not with Augustine!
You're one of her goddamn robots.
How many times? Wait,
Oh, that would actually...
robots?
The concept of absorbing something...
That's all.
The concept of absorbing something into you and it having a texture going into you sounds fucking disturbing. Like, if it was just like feeling like wind going into you, that does not sound that bad. But imagine it being like clumpy. Like, that does not sound pleasant. So, I'm not even going to ask that question because concrete might, depending on how the animation is for absorbing. Actually, no, it's more fluid, and conduit energy is energy, literally and metaphorically, so why would it be chunky? Let's kick some ass. Or suck.
Come on, Powers, I know you're in there. Surprise me. Oh, I am so gonna use this!
This is so pretty. Hell, if Sony ever gets if Sony ever makes a Infamous Second Son remake where it's like a DC Universe All Mine type of thing, they could have this as a mode in the PvP called like Laser Show or Laser Tag. Where it's like a mixture of Tron plus just shooting shit. Where
Run!
that trail will actually damage people.
Where the hell are you?
And that could actually be something in the game itself, of being able to build for that and just have the ability to run through enemies instead of having to shoot them.
Stop it!
Where's she go?
Clever girl.
Where the fuck? Oh, there you are. Okay, so don't try and punch. Gotcha! Oh, I was gonna try and punch. Getting the fuck out of here. Okay, 5 minutes,
I can hear you
guaranteed.
breathing. Wait, is that me?
It is going to be guaranteed for me to get this done. But I will make another video so we can actually see the... Actually,
Leave me alone!
I can do that another time. Fuck you. You know what? I might make another video, I might not. I want to make sure this video looks good before dabbling and making another one.
No, no, no. As a little girl, I never thought it'd be me. That I'd be one of them. My powers were a surprise. My parents turned me in. They knew what the government would do to people like me, and they did it anyway. I didn't know what to do, but my brother Brent just grabbed our coats, and we ran. Those were hard days on the street. Moving from city to city, no comfort anywhere. Until we met some dealers, and man, they hooked us up. The drugs were heaven. But then we always wanted more. And the withdrawal, agony. Always looking for a fix. And when you lose your stash, when you think someone stole it from you, the drugs, the dealers, they make you do things they...
Okay, I'm pausing real quickly because I want to specify something. I've already talked about it in a previous Infamous Second Son, the pros and cons of smoking weed. And that general thing of THC, weed, like all of that is the weed family, even the modern shit in Georgia, or not modern, the legal shit in Georgia, that is still even weed. It is just a cousin of weed. So I still call it weed. It is still in the weed family. For me, that is just easy to understand. But I've talked about weed in the past. That problem that she's having will go for anything addictive. And the problem with that, anything that releases endorphins can be addictive. Water, drinking water can release endorphins. So, in theory, anything is addictive, which is the problem with addiction. Addiction is something you might not be able to understand, like not be able to see yourself, but if somebody says, hey, you might be addicted, listen to them, because they might have a point. Even if they are completely bullshitting you, maybe, who knows, they might have a point. Like, even a blind squirrel is ripe twice a day, like Dempsey says. Let's continue this video.
Oh, God, Brent.
And that is the problem with shit like that.
They picked me up easy enough after that. But it wasn't a regular jail. They trained me to shoot, taught me how to kill. So on the day of the crash, I escaped with all those skills. Everything I needed to set things right. Brent, I promise, every dealer I find, I'm gonna burn your name in their chest. No one else is gonna suffer like we did. No, brother. Nobody else.
And she's just a hero for that. Oh, fuck, this is gonna have to be a two-parter. You know what? I can just stop here. Please watch the second video of this if you want to continue this. If not, understandable, and hopefully you didn't burn yourself out on just watching this all in one go. If you cannot do that, I always expect you all to take your time and digest it here and there. So even if you need to take like a day or two break, watch the next one if you want to. I will, or you will, hear me there.